Yo, what's up, everyone? We are back. It's been a few days, but I got a new video up. The Lucent video. I posted it, and then within the first few minutes, someone left a comment, and they were like, "But where do I get all the items?" Okay. Have you tried watching it? What up, Ked? How you doing? Ting? Any tall tingers in chat? Where is Tukey? Everybody always says, where is Tukey? Nobody ever asks, how is Tukey? Okay, there's an event going on. I don't know why we still have the thumb on this one. Surely we need wood, right? Well, let's not think about it. Let's just follow instructions. Okay, let's go, Amatoys real quick. Real quick, and then event. I'm missing the event. I'm 1 minute late. I'm back in Ruins of Terrain to try to get more golds. I keep running out of gold for my accessory lithos. Speaking of Ruins of Terrain, do we do guild event or Dominion events? Ooh. That's tough. I already have the... Okay, I already have the morph from this one. Ooh, maybe we should do the GVG. We'll get more action at the GVG. Let's go to the GVG. If it's boring, we can always come back.
That simply proves that they're full of dark magic. Once you filter out the darkness, they'll become purification fragments.
Filter out the darkness. Alright. Let me eat my PvP apples. What's going on over here? I saved your life and this is how you repay me? I don't know if I have the cooldowns to finish this guy off. He's not really, like, leaving? Okay. I think his friends are here. Wait, no, that's not his friend? Wait, that's... Okay. Well... Where's my guild? I'm feeling somewhat alone.
What are they? You can refer to these marks for delivering the talismans that you have. Each transport crystal has its own color.
Okay, I see someone over here on the bridge. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, though. Yeah, I'm dead. I wish there was a way to, like, land faster. I guess you could fall, but even then, you kind of, like, stun yourself. Okay, where is team? I feel like the mini-map is lying to me.
This knight of Katarina
Maybe we'll go this way?
expresses his deepest gratitude. I shall not forget this.
How is Tukey?
Snuff, thanks for the 10. How is Tukey? It's been a minute. I wonder if Tukey is still like a big event. Does Tukey still matter? The Lost Ark people still care about Tukey? Okay. I need a longer headset cord. I will register at this one. Is this one we're doing? What is this? 4? Which one we registering? I don't have time to get to 3, so we're doing 4 now.
I'm starting the first magic transmission.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, I'm hunting. Boom! Croc! Oh, I was... Okay, friends are here. We're good, we're good.
never seen before have appeared in the center of the valley.
Just how strong is Chief
The shadow orcs of legend.
Twarin?
No way! It should take more time to make shadow orcs. The chief priest must be getting desperate. These orcs will be stronger than usual.
He's gonna say it.
It means the amount of magic they possess will also be greater.
Maybe that's the next one.
Take down those orcs. You'll be able to gather even more talismans.
Oh, there's a lot of people here. Okay. I redid my health bars a little bit. You guys like them? Except now my buff bar goes a little bit too low. I might have to move it. This guy's name is Trend Maxing. Word. Man, some of these guilds have so many tanks. Everybody's a tank. This guy's a tank. Tank. Okay, this guy's kind of not a tank. Let's chase him down. Joe Exotic. Where do I know that name from? Is that from a movie? What up, Truth? What up, Grixis? New vid out? Yeah, I hope it's a good one. I listened to it and I was like, there's probably a better way to explain some of this stuff, but I'm too much of a perfectionist. I need to just get more videos out. Tiger King? Oh, is that Joe Exotic? That makes sense. I remember Tiger King. I remember the girl who got her arm bit off by the tiger, and then she was like, still wanted to work with tigers afterwards.
That's why it's important to stop largely alive.
That was
From what I'm hearing, Warren hasn't
that was lots.
trying to produce more shadow orcs.
We must stop them at all costs.
I will get you. I'm gonna get you. Dude, these GVGs are so fun with this build. ZVZ, not so much, but GVG, so good. Where's he? Where are you going? Where are you going? Don't go that way. Give me a second to get my cooldowns. Okay. What is even up here? Where was he? Now I'm kind of curious as to what that guy's plan was. Maybe he just thought he was going to hook away and escape. Might have worked. Okay. Well, there's no turning over here. I don't know why we're over here. I don't know why anyone's running over here. Let's go back north. Should I change to number 2? Number 2 is winning, so that's either my guildies or it's people who need to die.
Have a second transmission. If the situation doesn't change, we'll move the magic from Transport Crystal 2.
I am really getting hooked by a lot of orcs.
Transport Crystal 2.
Okay, it's my homies at 2. We're going 2. I saw a Furium on there. So many orcs. If I had any AoE, we could get a lot of points right now. But I don't. Let's leave.
We've reached the halfway point.
Okay, this is starting to feel a little dangerous.
These are the guilds that delivered a lot of talismans for this transmission. All right,
Let's go help the boys.
to go.
Are they just mobbing the respawn? Oh, Joe Exotic. Tanky. Tanky boy. Is he getting healed? sitting here auto-attacking for hours. Alright, got my cooldowns. That's secret tech right there. Did you guys catch that? That's super secret tech. Oh, I'm so happy that worked.
Drawbridges around the transport crystals. Any adventurers who have fallen to the bottom of the valley, please use the pulley to climb back up.
Team! I don't know if we have any heals, dude. This might be it. This might be it. I'm doing Guardian, I don't care. Oh, okay. Now homeboy gets a triple kill. Oh, we're wiping? We're actually wiping? What server am I on? I'm on the Chernobog. Chernobog. For some reason, since the patch, Ascending Slash just, like, doesn't work. I'll Shadow Strike someone into Ascending Slash, and it just doesn't work, like, 80% of the time. It's like they shrunk the, range on it or something. Taking you with me, buddy? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you didn't like that. I could have destroyed you if we were on the same server? Possibly. Especially if you have a staff equipped. Then it would be quite likely. This is some interesting spawn point PvP. I wonder how many of these people are still worth not 0 points. Do you guys know how many times you can kill someone before they become worth 0? Okay, I'm still scoring for all these. Sounds good. We'll keep spawn fighting, I guess. We're not like really spawn camping because we're kind of getting spawn camp too, right? He's saying call more. I feel like you guys have 20 people and we have like 7. Am I... No? Why are they complaining about our numbers? There's like... We have like one group and then like 1 or 2 guys without a group. Do they implement diminishing returns on the stun lock? Allegedly, they have done that. I have never seen any evidence of this, but the developers have claimed that this is the case in the patch notes. I'm not convinced, but this is what has been claimed. This is what we have been told. Surely they wouldn't lie to us about such things. Okay, team is here. Bro, they're all tanks. Everyone's a tank. Should I reroll tank? They're all tanks and they always have their barrier up. Like, does that skill have a cooldown or what?
It's already time for the third magic transmission. These guilds were a great help this time.
Man, we got crushed on Transport Crystal 1. Alright, now we have to redeem ourselves.
We're almost done.
I actually don't know if anyone cares at all. We really only need the 1 turn in to get the medal. Okay. Guildies are asking where the action is. Oh yeah. Oh, they're here. I wish the second precision dash would work even if you weren't facing the target. That would be a nice little quality of life. Whoa, is that the Chad? Nothing more annoying than when I do my contract, some idiot jumps me at night and kills me. Leave me alone, I don't want to fight you, just want to do my contract. Well, they just want to get their kill ranking up. Are you doing your contracts in Abyssal Dungeons by yourself? These guys are playing the edge of this wall so well. I don't even know who this guild is. This isn't a good spot. To start dungeon coming out when? Probably the next week or two. Might be a good time to start saving up stones, actually. Didn't start on a Doma contract at one teammate. Oh, you're definitely gonna die in Saradoma, dude. People are out there for the chests. Yeah, they're not gonna show any mercy. They don't want to leave people alive. I would do the same thing. Is there anything better than killing the tank that hooks you? I don't think there's anything better in the whole game.
We are now getting ready for the final transmission. If the situation doesn't... This guild got...
Stunning a crossbow that's mid-spin, that might be better. Did you guys see that perfect block? That had to be an accident, right? Do you think he saw me coming? That was crazy timing. Is your build good for small scale? It's pretty good, yeah. It's one of the better small scale builds, although it still gets shut down pretty hard by a good staff user, especially if they're a staff wand. It's a really tough build to deal with. Oh, I was surprised that worked. That was a dagger wand. Surprised he didn't have evasion. Alright, I got 2 activity. Did I not get a resistance medal for that? It's kind of whack. You don't get one from the guild events. I should have bailed.
I will be counting on you next time too.
I should have bailed at the last second. But yeah, this build's really good in arena too. In fact, I think we're gonna do some arenas today because I need to. Yeah, I have 7 hours to get 5 more wins. I need to finish this off today. Alright, GG. GG, event is over. Supposedly we have boonstones in half an hour. We probably... Oh, I want those. We probably actually have one. Available to occupy. Oh, these are rift stones. Okay. We'll probably declare on a boonstone later in the week then. We need to get one for the siege. Alright, let's do some arenas. Great YouTube video. You talked about it on stream Friday. Focused on accumulating Lucent over the weekend, netted around 1.5k. Yeah, there you go. It's once you have like, you know, a good checklist of everything that you need to go through, it's really not as hard as people make it out to be. But I can already see the comments, you know. You're so lucky. You're just luckier than me. You just get more drops than me. It's like, well, I guess. Could be the place. It could be the case if you don't play that much. Okay, let's go knock out some contracts. Wait for these arena queues to pop. Inventory's looking clear. I got tokens I need to spend today too. Oh, my frames. I suspect a lot of people might be overvaluing their extraction stones. Could be the case. Yeah, I've actually just reached a point where I'm like kind of getting low on stones, although I still have all the stones to buy from the Ornate Coin Shop. So maybe not. Maybe I'm spending them at the right pace. I'm planning on buying Junibo. No, I'm going to be getting an Adentis, but I'm not in a big hurry to get one. I'm using Mordecai right now, which is solid. So I'll just get a Adentis whenever my guild has an extra one. I told him to skip me for the first few Adentises, because we had a lot of people that were still using dungeon weapons, and I was like, I already got a Mordecai, just give it to someone else. But yeah, the Juno great swords. I guess if you're pushing 60 perception on a plate build, it can be decent. I think for leather builds, there's better options. Let's play find the guy that doesn't have evasion. Oh, I have the wrong build on. Whoops. Entering mid-game, I want to focus one builds. And don't want to make a mistake. Playing SNS Greatsword on max roll, there's only one guide for it. Is it trusted source or look somewhere else? Max roll is reasonably trusted, I would say. There's some stuff on there that's probably a little dated at this point. But I mean, you don't have to worry too much when you're... What just happened? Okay, well, can't damage this guy. Jeez. CC'd forever. With a dentist, you'll still rock evasion. Yeah, why wouldn't I? Some of the max roll guides rock like 400 hits. Do they? I would find that surprising. Hey, there we go. We're on the boards. Can somebody freeze this tank or something? Tanks are so strong in Arena right now. And I haven't gotten completely stomped in an arena like this in quite a while. Why are we sleeping the bow? Like, sleep the tank, dude. There we go, there we go. Keep it going. Do something. Stop hitting the... God, these guys are... What? Let's sleep the DPS and then DPS the tank. What a strategy. Why isn't it working? They're still hitting him! Okay, see the guy with no health? Just cast a spell on him. Any spell will do. Any old spell. Okay, maybe not frenzied fire. That's... I didn't know people still use that one. Okay, we're hitting this guy. Let's try to hit this guy instead. Maybe we'll get him. Man, that was brutal. That was quite brutal. $16K. All right. I mean, they had a guy who didn't do any damage either, so. The healer and tank ones are very low hits. Yeah, I mean, I could see that maybe for healer. It depends on the healer builds. I don't think you would want low hit on, like, one staff. But, you know, maybe for, like, one bow. Or one, doesn't it? I think it just depends. 400 seems too low, though. 400 definitely seems... I don't even know how you end up with 400. Like, just from perception and weapons, I would think you would have more than that. Modified them to get 750-ish. Does Eli's guide on max roll only have 400 hit? They gotta fix these GVG times. What, the ones that got moved up by an hour, you mean? It's so funny that the arena doesn't heal you up when you get in here. Wow, that guy evaporated. And then our guy evaporated from the enemy tank. Okay. Oh, he's not that much of a tank. He's more of a bruiser. We can kill this guy. Yeah, we can absolutely kill this guy. I'm gonna kill this guy first, though. You're lucky that didn't heavy. That would have been a double kill. Feeling good about this one. Feeling pretty good about this one, boys. I'm gonna run out of mana, though. Should I just die on purpose? I probably need to die before looting modes. You guys have been jumping for the hit rate bonus, right? You guys... You guys know about jumping? You guys know about jumping before you attack someone? It's, works just like it does in real life. A little bit slow on that push. Alright, we're not worried about the tank. Yo, all my mana. You're okay, Nate. You're fine. You're fine. He's going for me. Where's our timers at? 2 minutes? Okay. This is actually closer than I thought. One of our guys must be feeding super hard. I don't know why this is close at all. Gotta protect this poor guy. This poor SNS. Our SNS is the one who's feeding? I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's kind of crazy. I'm gonna die to a dot here, but I'm taking him with me. Didn't know about the jump attacks. I don't know if the developers know. We need to do some in-depth jump testing. Well, none of them really have points to steal, so this is going to be one of those scenarios where we die and lose all of our coins, and then they get the lead in the last 2 seconds. We just got to keep Nate alive. Oh, actually, wait, this guy has points. How did he get points? Don't worry, buddy, I'll protect you. Nope, you're dead. Let's take those right back. Yep. Nate, you're doing great. Nate, just run away and stay alive for 20 seconds. I'll keep him off you, buddy. That stealth was a little early. That's okay. That's okay. Yep, they're going for me. Just keep them on me. Alright, Nate is dead, but I think we still win? We might lose, actually. Ooh, that was 2 points. Okay. Whew, not even close. Jumping for what? For elevation. You have more hit when you have higher elevation. Do you know how to get higher elevation? By jumping. Can you please explain how heavy attack chance on dagger as secondary weapon affect my expo? It'll affect it the same way it would on either weapon. Yeah, it just gives you the stat. It doesn't matter if it's on your secondary weapon or your primary weapon. I hope that's fake for the sake of my sanity. You're gonna start seeing a lot more jumping in PvP, that's all I'm saying. 90% of my guild can't make it because the times are unfeasible for the working class. I see what you're saying, but on the other hand, is the working class the target audience? How much swiping? How much Lucent is the working class contributing to the economy? You know what I mean? So 7 p.m. was good for you guys, but 6 p.m. too early? Even when they were at 7, it was a stretch? I feel like 7's pretty good. What would you like to see? 8? I feel like 8 would be the latest. I wouldn't want wars to be past 8 every night. That's kind of... You're still locked out of your Lucent? I don't know what's going on there, dude. It's, you're doing something. Did I get shadow banned minus Lucent? You did something. Did you do something you weren't supposed to do? The only circumstances that I'm aware of where you would be missing Lucent or where your Lucent would be locked is either you bought the Lucent and you're waiting 3 days for it to show up, or you RMT'd and NCSoft caught you and deleted the Lucent off your account and gave you a negative balance. That's the only... I'm pretty sure that's the only 2 possibilities. Buy from third party, you get shadow banned. I only bought shop. Did you buy a suspiciously cheap item? Did you sell a suspiciously expensive item? It's actually kind of crazy how easy they make RMT in this game. I wish that they would put more limits on it. How much do you think the first Tevent peace boss will affect the prices of items? Not by that much. There will probably only be 2 portals. And out of those 2 portals, you might get 1 weapon each. You might get a portal. You might get a weapon from 1 portal and 0 weapons from the other portal. So it won't affect it that much. It's not like the other bosses where like 4 or 5 portals pop up. It'll probably only be 2. It'll probably be only 2, and I don't know. I don't have any proof of this, but I feel like the conflict bosses drop more weapons than the peace ones do, anyways. Like when we killed Bellendir, when we killed Conflict Bellendir a few days ago, I feel like she dropped like 60 plus fragments. Did she drop that much in the peace portal? I don't remember seeing that many drop in the peace portal. There were so many fragments, dude. Our guild got like 20 something. The other Ethereum guild got like 30 something. I don't know how much, you know, other guilds got besides us, but it seemed like a lot more than the peace version. Yeah, some servers have already had a Peace Tevent. We had a Peace Tevent. The first one that popped was Peace on early access. Could you show me your build or a calculator? If you type exclamation builds, I am currently using the one that says that I'm using it on there. The second one. The second build on that link. Rank 44 guild got 3 fragments, so I think a lot were dropped. Is that the Whippersnapper 7? We don't need to play that far up, do we? These guys not have a tank? That's got to be an auto win, right? They do have a staff wand. That I don't know. Maybe staff wand is better than tank now. This guy's like untouchable. That was a very pog smokescreen. Can somebody finish him? No? Alright, I'm suiciding. It's still not enough. I am now holding W. I feel like if we just hit the same guy, he'll die. Alright, let me get my cooldowns. Alright, we're on this guy. Nope, he's dead. Okay, we did it, we did it. Keep it up, team. I'm gonna run out of mana again. Mana in Arena is actually becoming such a big problem for me ever since I upgraded my skills. I'm just waiting for this guy to come out. Yep, there we go. You guys see how boring healing makes this game? You're too far away from your target, even though I shadow striked on top of them. This is very frustrating. We cannot finish anything. Run more wisdom. There we go. I used my elevation bonus there. Okay, healer's frozen. Just kill him! Oh, it's impossible, dude. Okay, he's dead. He's dead. He's actually dead. Alright, now we win. Now it's over. Now it's so over. We have momentum. Okay. Why would he freeze? What? I'm so confused. That wasn't a Talus staff, right? Yeah, this guy doesn't have a staff. Why would you freeze him like that, dog? What a throw. Okay, big whammy. Oh, such big whammies. That one had me worried for a second, guys. Not gonna lie. It's the action mode? That's what's messing up my range? You think so? Bellinger fragments are way harder to come by than Tevent. They're somehow half the price. Well, that's because the Tevent weapons are all way cooler. What does Bellinger have? The staff? Nobody cares about the SNS or the... I don't even know what the other one is. The crossbow? Yeah. No one cares. No one cares about the SNS or the crossbow. First of all, crossbow players are poor. And SNS players would rather have Nirma. So, yeah. I think Tevent's always going to be more expensive. There's more weapons that need Tevent. There's 4 Tevents versus only 3 Bellingirs. And then the Tevent weapons are just all sick. They're all way cooler than the Bellinger one. Except for the staff. The Bell staff is pretty sick. Did you watch the Why People Already Quit Throne and Liberty video? No, I didn't. If I'm being totally honest, I think that there's not a lot of good YouTube content for Throne and Liberty. That's kind of part of the reason I started making my own videos, because I feel like there aren't any good videos for this game. You think it's worth checking out? Crossbow's #1 till T3. Is it though? I feel like Rex is fine. If I was playing a crossbow, I feel like Rex would just be fine, you know? I wouldn't be like, oh, I have to get the bell crossbow. Back when it was bugged, like this grappling hook, you know, that'd be one thing. Oh, I went the wrong one. I hate this arena so much. It used to be bugged a few months back, and it would ignore defense, and that was insane. That was like the craziest weapon in the game by far. But now that it's not bugged anymore, I don't know, I feel like it's still kind of like riding the coattails of the KR version. And people have this perception of the bell crossbow, like it's this like giga weapon that's so important and good. I just don't know if that's really the case anymore. And then, like I said, it is a fact that crossbow players are poor. I don't know what it is. It's just the type of person who plays crossbow, I think, is just inherently jobless. Yeah, so I think that drives the price down. I was really close to playing crossbow. Really close. And I don't have a job. So don't take it personally. Take some good points on the state of the game. We'll see about PvP stuff and lack of PvE. Worth a check. It sounds like... I'm just going to be honest. It doesn't sound like I'm going to hear anything in that video that I'm not already, like... haven't already covered a million times, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we know there's not a lot of PvE. I mean, I said that in my initial review of the game when it first came out. Like, yeah, the PvE is going to be really bare bones until T2 dungeons come. I mean, this game initially had, like, almost no focus on PvE. Like, even the T2 dungeons are a fairly recent thing in Korea. and the challenge dungeons and all that. Those things, even in KR, have only been around for a few months. That's a completely new direction that the game didn't initially have. So they have a lot of catching up to do there for sure. I don't know who's surprised by that though. Like, I don't. They never advertise this game as anything other than like a Zerg versus Zerg game, right? So I don't know. People who come into it and they're like, "There's no PVE." On one hand, it's like, yeah, they definitely needs to be more PvP or more PVE, and there will be, but a lot of people who didn't play the Korean version don't realize that yet. Do I think that people are quitting the game because of the lack of PvE? I doubt it. I think that people are going to quit this game over the clunkiness of the combats. And probably some people were quitting, if global chat is any judge, probably some people were quitting the game over the Eclipse function. That really got people riled up on global. That was one of those things I didn't realize how big of a deal it was going to be in NA. In Korea, it just is what it is, right? Like, yeah, you Eclipse, like, you get owned. That's just part of the game. But on NA, it's like every time someone eclipses, brother, it's like they act like you committed a war crime. It's like, I can't believe that you would attack me in this video game. You sociopath. It's like, okay. Wow, this guy did 200,000 damage. We still couldn't kill anyone. That's crazy. Nerf healing. To be fair, the peace boss thing is kind of cringe. I think it's not fun when the only bosses that are up are in a dungeon and someone pops an Eclipse. I mean, it's certainly not fun, but it's also only like once every 12 hours. I don't know. I feel like the reactions to it have been very hyper dramatic, but some people just like really, really, really don't want to PvP at all, and they get very emotional if they find themselves in a situation where PvP happens. I'm making sure we don't have a fight right now. Kind of lunatic plays the game it was designed. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that the only function of Eclipse is to gatekeep bosses that would normally be peace bosses. I mean, it's just very obviously the one and only intended function of the Eclipse. But then whenever it gets used, people get really upset. So they've already said they're going to change it, though. So, I mean, I think people might be quitting right now, but one or two more patches, they're going to get rid of that, and then people can hopefully stop complaining about it. PvP-wise, I think it's still strong. PvE-wise, probably just wait till Peerless Rampage. I'm not sure if I know what that is. Everyone starts complaining about eclipses when it happens. Shitty thing on my server is the top 4 guilds just show up to those and gatekeep the rest of the server. Yeah, that's kind of what the whole game is designed for, though. I mean, I think they're pivoting away from that to some degree just because the player base that they ended up getting turned out to actually not really be that PvP focused of a player base. But that was definitely the intent of the game, was to pit guilds against each other and to form these mega alliances. I mean, they make the alliance system have 4 guilds for a reason. You know, it could have been 2, or it could have been a system that didn't exist at all. Can I not do my contracts here because of this moonstone? Alright, let's queue up again, I guess. Surprised they delayed the patch that fixes the eclipse. Did they delay it? Guilds already do gatekeep a lot of content in general. Yeah, I find the gatekeeping framing strange. It's like, I mean, you show up to a soccer game and you're like, man, that goalie's really gatekeeping. Why won't he let the other team put the ball in the net? Like, dude, it's soccer. I don't know. The other team just wants to score. Why won't they let him score? It's so rude to not let the other team score. That's such bad manners. Oh man, that guy's paper. Oh, that guy's paper too. This is a paper team. They're probably not paper, they probably just don't have melee defense. They probably built for the other ones. Nope, that's paper. When you're solo or not in the 2 teams on the field, how do you enjoy watching it happen when there's no incentive? But you're like assuming that solo is part of the experience that it's being designed for. Do you think that they have solo players even remotely in mind when designing the field bosses in this game? I don't think that's I don't think that's even 1% intended to be solo content. Right? So saying that like solo players can't do it, it's, to me, that's just kind of like a duh. And again, like, I understand solo players wanting to do it, but getting like upset or offended when you can't strikes me as odd. You could still petition the devs and be like, hey, you know, give me a way to participate. And I think the devs are hearing that feedback now and being like, okay, this player base doesn't seem to actually like PvP as much. And so we're going to add these portals so that they can just skip the Eclipse function. But I mean, clearly the original vision of the game was guild versus guild. Eclipse would be a tool that you could use to bully people out of peace zones once every 12 hours. I mean, that's its one and only function. By definition, that's what it's designed for, right? Like, that's all that it does. Ooh. Green Cloak, debuff? That'll still sell, right? Where did I loot that? Oh, that'll probably sell. Yeah, I'll probably sell. 2-day timers. Easy 10 Lucent, boys. Wonder if you could still use Eclipse to force people into the 4th portal outside. Then your alliance gets the 3 inside. I don't know how they're going to do it. It sounded like you'll be able to just take a portal from inside the dungeon that'll take you probably with a invulnerability shields to the area with the other portals. So that might not be airtight. People might still like take that and then accidentally drop their invulnerability shield and get killed anyways, but I don't know. We'll see how it actually gets implemented. Are they doing the same thing in Korea? I wonder if that's just a global change. They'll probably have to do it in both versions. I don't think they want to have two different versions like that. But okay, here's the just the paper crossbow from the last game. Man was aggressive. Yeah, I'm just gonna bully this crossbow the whole time. Then throw some chip damage at the other two. Oh, this guy's going down. Nice. Okay, getting my cooldowns. It was almost a 9k hit. 4,200 times 2. That's kind of crazy that I can crit him that hard without a dentist, though. I think homie's still in blue gear. I'm not sure if he should be doing ranked. He's just feeding me, dude. Oh, we lost one. Alright, I'm just gonna hang out here and score some points. Okay, he's doing his little spin. Alright, he got a kill with it. Okay. He's got some firepower. At least his weapons are purple. Alright, let's go eat him some more. Did he actually fall off? Okay, he actually fell off. Bro, healing is so crazy. I'm just camping the crossbow player. It's the only shot. We're actually gonna lose now. I got too cocky. There we go. I knew eventually one of these guillotines would heavy. You're doing great over there. Yep. Well done. I like that. That was a good play. Walking away from the enemy and pressing your wand skills, that was a good play. The majority of arena wins involve either a SNS pushing you off the ledge or a wand user just walking around, sort of pressing their buttons occasionally while they watch Netflix on their other monitor. Either of those two strats will work to get you a bunch of arena wins. He's getting funneled. He's getting funneled. Is it going to be enough? Oh, oh. Oh. The healer's keeping him up. Alright, GG. Had to make sure I didn't actually die at the end there and draw the match. I'll play solo with my brother. There's too much content to be trying to fight a team of 50. Just go do the other stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's if you want to do small scale, right? There's arena. You can fight over like Saradoma chess. There's those GVG or Dominion events. I feel like the vast majority of the PvP content actually does revolve around like smallish groups. It's really just the bosses that are kind of zergy. Now, when there's supposed to be conflict bosses and peace bosses, right? And so when every single peace boss is inside of a dungeon and you can eclipse and you can just lock out that entire rotation of bosses, I do think that's a problem. I would have liked them to just change the boss schedule so that at least one of the peace bosses was not eclipsable. But instead, they kind of took it a step further and they were just like, okay, now none of them are eclipsable. Which, you know, it is what it is. What up, Nani? Just wanted to tell you that you are making an awesome job with your vids. Traits videos were huge. Nice. I'm glad that you like those. Put a lot of work into those. I put so much work into those trait videos, and they got like 1/10 of the views of the low-hanging fruit noob hint videos. It's like, well, I learned my lesson there. Work smarter, not harder. Watch the new vid and actually visit your Reddit link. That's how much I appreciate your efforts. How many upvotes do I have on Reddit? Let's go. 2? Hold on, let me refresh. 28. That's what I'm talking about. Any haters? There's always haters on Reddit. Look, top commenter. Maybe a few weeks ago. Now the prices are low as hell. People just refuse to make money in this game. I don't know what it is. I think that they secretly don't want to have Lucent because then they wouldn't have any excuses for when they lose. They can't be like, oh, the other guy's got more gear. Within the next like 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to be so cheap to gear that even if you don't have Lucent, you're going to be able to max out. The only thing you're not going to be able to get is like Arc Boss weapons and maybe like Band of Universal Power or Bloodlust Belt. Everything else is going to be so cheap. Once all the like Field General and Shadow Harvester pieces start dropping in T2s, World Boss is not the biggest issue. The Arc Boss is the problem when it only spawns once per week. One week it's peace and the other is conflicts. Arc Boss should not have any PvP in it. The other, who cares? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would prefer that every Arc Boss encounter is conflict, I already think that it's a huge compromise that 50% of them are peace. Making all of them peace, I think, just kind of fundamentally changes the whole game in a way where, like, being in a top guild doesn't really even matter at that point. It's like, why even bother being competitive? Someone thinks you have to have no job or be rich IRL. I mean, you do have to play probably 2-3 hours a night to do all the stuff in that video. You can't, you know. But like, what MMO? It's not like there are other games where you can play less than that and max out, right? Like, this is still the easiest game I've ever played by far when it comes to maxing out and time invested. So people that are like, oh, you have to be jobless. It's like, okay, well, you had to be 10 times more jobless to max out in like BDO or any of these other games. Can you imagine maxing out in BDO playing 3 hours a night? Like, I get that 3 hours a night is a lot for some people, but brother, most MMOs you have to play 16 hours a night if you want any chance of maxing out. Like, what are we talking about here? You want to just log in for 15 minutes a day and have all the best gear? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, you got to play the game. You got to play the game. Swipe if you don't want to grind for it. TTV Gunbuster LLC. Whoa. That's a lot of abbreviations in one name. And he's a tank? I don't want to mess with that guy. Alright, they have a tank and a healer. We have a healer, no tank. Man, I feel like I should just put an SNS on. What was that? Okay, so we had 2 people full combo this guy. He took literally 0 damage. Let's try the DPS. Almost. How do I feel about swiping? What do you mean? I think pay to win is bad. Yay! Can I get some applause in chat for my opinion on that one? Pay to win? Not good. Moreland TV 2024. Stunning and brave. Some people have strong opinions about it. I was wondering what you thought. Yeah, I think it completely... I think it objectively makes the game worse, right? Like, I don't see how you could possibly argue that it doesn't. I guess if you're someone who's only able to play an hour a night, but you have a really good job, then from your perspective, maybe it doesn't make the game worse. But I would say that even then, it cheapens your progression and your overall experience of the game. It makes everything less satisfying, less rewarding. This is a rough one. I don't know, Bloodlust is worth good Lucent. Used it on my second character and not main. Did you just get one guildless and like get it to drop for your alts? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's big money. That's Gonna be one of the most valuable items in the game for a really long time. Why, like, I don't have that person targeted, bro. Why does it keep jumping on him? I can see the H name on my screen. Why is it jumping on the tank? Alright. Hey, we killed the person. Alright. Huge comeback. Incoming. Let's go, boys. This is it. This is my moment. Except we got the homeboy who will not stop hitting the tank. I don't blame him. I was doing the same thing a second ago. Totally checked out. Here, let me try doing chat. Let's try ignoring tank. Alright. Here we go. Unable to use yet. Okay, word. Word. Is my... Okay. Supposed to be stealth there. Did you see the leaked Alliance comms with Cannon's Alliance? I think Grinton reacted to it, Blue as well. Yeah. I didn't really see what the big deal was. Alright, we're hitting the tank. Ladies and gentlemen, we are hitting the tank. The strategy is to hit the tank. Everyone hit the tank. Full damage on tank. All your cooldowns on tank. Yep, hit him for 1200 damage. This is going well. All we need is 15 1200 damage hits on the tank and he will die. Oh, it didn't work? That's crazy that that didn't work. Just thought I'd back up my teammates there. Yeah, Ravens, I wish our server had that much drama. Chernel's kind of boring, honestly. I wish there was like 12 guilds getting together in a Discord call to plot our demise. I'm kind of jealous of that guild that they all hate. Understand some people don't have the time to put in, but they do have the money. Yeah, but... Look, man, I mean, there's a lot of things I don't have time to do, right? Like, I don't have time to get a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but that doesn't mean I want to, like, pay money to have a referee say that I beat someone who does have a black belt. You know? Like, I just compete at the blue belt level because that's what I've managed to achieve. I just think the whole, I don't have time to play and so I want to spend money, I think the whole mentality is not a healthy one, either for the game or for the person who's spending the money. For people that do have time and max out free to play, it makes their accomplishments seem less when someone can just swipe for the same thing. Yeah, it definitely cheapens the game for everybody. Cheapens it for the people who are swiping, cheapens it for the people who are not swiping. Do tanks usually build endurance or evasion? You can go either one. It depends on which weapons you're using to tank. But triple endurance is common. Some tanks will do melee evasion, and then they'll do endurance for the other two. Or they might even do, like, only 2 defenses, and just ignore one completely, and just rely on their shield and their health pool to stay alive. Ladies and gentlemen, staff wands. Yo, we got some gamers on the team this time. All right. Staff wand will not bring us down. That tank does not have melee endurance. Or is he just under-geared? But other MMOs I played a lot? Oh, man. I don't even know if I could list them. I've been playing MMOs since 1997. I've been playing MMOs since World War II. That's how long I've been playing MMOs. The MMOs I played the most were Ultima Online, Darkfall, recently Black Deserts. But I mean, anytime there's a new MMO, I usually play it for at least a month or two. So I've played a million of them. I tried really, really hard to like Lost Ark, but there were just too many dailies. Just too bad, because the rating was very nice. The rating was very good. Yo, this team... These guys on my team are monsters, bro. We don't have any heals, though, so I'm probably cooked here. Let me see if I can make something happen before I die. Just a little something. Just a little something. Alright, did the best I could. I think we got this. I think the boss gear coming soon to the dungeons. The boss gear, the armors, yeah, I don't think they're going to do the weapon. Well, they're definitely not going to do the weapons, but I don't think they're going to do the accessories either. I think it's just going to be the armors. I think it would be nice if they did the accessories, but I suspect that it's just going to be the armors. Really thought Homeboy was going to root me a little bit sooner there. He kind of mind gamed me. I got the staff wand. That's all I care about. Dude, killing staff wand players. Oh. Such joy it brings. This isn't good. GG. I think if you have 12 going into looting mode, it just ends automatically. Want the game to run for free, game won't last long that way. But that's not true. I mean, there's been tons of games that lasted for years without pay to win. I'm bow staff for arena PvP. I have one skill to run or just skills to deal damage. For arena PvP, I have one skill to run or just skills to deal damage. I'm not sure what the meta bow staff arena builds looks like. I assume you run Frost Smokescreen and use that for mobility. I'm trying to build SNS Wand, and the build that I'm following is doing only endurance. Is that good? Should I add melee evasion to it? You will probably have a hard time adding melee evasion to it. If you're gonna do melee evasion, you have to get melee evasion on almost every single piece of gear, so it would likely change the build drastically. So if you're following a build and that build has endurance, then I would just stick with endurance. Unless you want to like completely redo the whole thing, which I wouldn't really recommend doing until you've got some more experience with the game. Been following since World War I IRL stream. I didn't play DAOC, no. Heard a lot of good things about it. Considering you play pretty much every relevant MMO, would you put Throne and Liberty in your top 5 or 10? Top 5? No. No, definitely not. Top 10? I think the game might get there. I don't think it's there yet. No. But based on like the content in Korea that I played, I think that the aspects of the game are in the top 10. The game as a whole, no. They could if they just like fix all the clunkiness with combat and you know, all the PvE objectives that we have that are on the way after those come. If they keep adding to those, then I think the game could get there in another like year, but I don't think it's there right now. No. I mean, pretty much every top 5 MMO was before 2005. Like they don't make the real good ones anymore. Yeah, I played Shadowbane. If armor get update like core and not following with accessories, then staff dagger will be godlike for a while. If armor get update like like Korea and not following with accessories, staff dagger will be god. Yeah, staff dagger's always going to be good. I don't think staff dagger's going anywhere. 95% less event dungeons. Yeah, if the next event we only do 1 dungeon a day instead of 3 dungeons a day, that would be a big improvement. That would be a massive improvement. We're almost to the end. I'm almost to the end. I got 3 more. And then what do we got tomorrow as well? Is tomorrow the last day? Okay. Okay, 3 today and then 2 more tomorrow. We can do it. We can get through this Halloween event together. We're at the home stretch. The login milestones should have been free pumpkins, not extra runs. Well, they just shouldn't have let you buy an extra run from the vendor every day. Like, what was that? What was the purpose of that? First of all, a lot of people didn't even know about it, and so they kind of just got cucked. And then the people who did know about it, it's like, okay, now I have to spend more time doing something I don't really want to be doing. So that doesn't feel good either. Ting! 5 more tings! Got the Shadow Harvester pants right now. Would need them, but since they're probably going to be here soon, I try to sell them. I guess majority knows they're coming, but nobody buys it. Yeah, you're going to have to sell it for, like, a big discount, probably. I would definitely sell it, though. If I got Shadow Harvester pants right now, I would definitely sell them. That thing's going to drop in price by 80% once the next set of dungeons comes out. It's going to be an absolute freefall. Well, not absolute freefall. It'll be in, like, medium freefall. There's still going to be a lot of demand for it. You have 23 left. Has it been confirmed the dungeon disappears tomorrow? I would think so. Yeah, it says the event only goes till the 13th. So I think you've got today and tomorrow before reset. Wonder why the candies last for longer. Until 11:20. I don't know. I think that's probably more supposed to be for your, like... They probably just gave it the same timer as the other items. What are my top 5 MMOs of all time? Well, Ultima Online's number 1. That's hands down. Nothing really even comes close. It's really hard for me to rank order MMOs after that because they were all good for different reasons. But I would say probably Asheron's Call for number 2. And then in some order, I would put EverQuest 1 and Meridian 59 in there as well. And then probably Darkfall at number 5. Maybe I might even put Darkfall like number 3. The beginning of Darkfall, as scuffed as that game was, the first like 6 to 12 months of Darkfall, there was just nothing like that I've ever played. It was such an extraordinary game. That was all the way back in like 2009 though. I mean, recent games, like, I don't even feel like they make the list. I played an MMO earlier this year called Raven Dawn, and that was one of the best MMO experiences I've ever had, but it only lasted for a few months, and then they made some pretty unfortunate changes, and the player base kind of like, there was kind of a mass exodus, but for the first couple months, that was definitely a top 5 experience. I was like completely shocked at how good that game was. It came out of nowhere, but it didn't last, unfortunately. I guess Darkfall wasn't much different though. Darkfall didn't really last that long either. Auction House won't see a lot of sales in the first couple days as prices crumble. Yeah, you'd be surprised though. With a player base this size, there's still a good amount of people in the market that are not really paying close attention to what's going on, and they're just going to be like, "Oh, I can afford these pants now." Especially because you'll see some deep cuts on some of those. You'll see some people that are listing the pants like 1,000 Lucent cheaper than other people, and so some buyer is going to see that and be like, "Oh, this is a really good deal. I have to get this right now," and then they'll scoop it up. So. Trammel for TNL. I mean, this whole game is Trammel, isn't it? I'm getting attacked by the sun. Hold on. Okay, that's better. Have they given us a date on the 2-star dungeons yet? I kind of want to keep like 3,600 tokens banked, just in case. Petcha, thanks for the, what was that, a super chat? Appreciate that. Wishing you all the best in streaming endeavors. Thanks for the support. Good night, how your day going? What up, Victor? You coming or going? Sounds like you're coming. It's going good. I'm a little, I don't know if I have a cold or allergies or something. I'm a little out of it today, but we did get the video up. I feel like it's a solid 8 out of 10 video. No announcement this month. Seems like 2-star might get pushed to December. Well, let's see. If it's not this week, yeah, they don't have a lot of time left, right? So if it's not next week, I guess it's going December. Victor, thanks for the sub. Welcome to the Tenfold Brigade. Saw your video. There's one thing I want to address. Do not spend on expensive traits or gear. Do not spend on expensive traits or gear. What do you mean? Buy bad gear only? I think it depends. I think everyone's got to decide like how important certain items are to their builds. There's some items where, you know, getting like a Belt of Bloodlust or getting 2-piece Shadow Harvester is like so critical. People have to have it and they don't want to wait. And it really just depends like on how patient you are and how crucial those pieces are to your builds. This one seems to be focused on Castle Siege and tax delivery. Why not both? Top Alliance gets rich off Castle Siege. Everyone else gets rich off of loot from their 2 stars. Tried my best to stun him, you guys. It was on cooldown. Sorry, team. I kind of like this pull the entire next room pacing, though. This is good. Got my 2-piece Shadow Harvester, tunic, and gloves. Rather have the mask over tunic, but hey, it is what it is. So boots from Eridus and then pants from Juno, right? Where does the mask come from? Is the mask super hard to get? Usually there's like 3 really hard pieces and then 2 kind of easier pieces. Some of the leather helmets are so good, though. Like the heroic hood of the Resistance. That thing is so well statted. When I was looking at making a leather build, it's... I feel like pants boots is what I would go for. It's so expensive, though. Realistically, my leather build is probably just going to be a bunch of resistance gear and then like grips of the Executioner. Ancient Tapestry Mantle. Good to go. $1,200 range magic evasion. 1900 with Shadow Walker up. Oh, Azrael drops it? Okay, so that one's probably not as expensive then. It's been out a little bit longer. What do you think for one staff build? Focus on melee evasion and range endurance. I think that works. Yeah, I think you could go for that. I haven't built any in-depth staff wand loadouts, although I will be soon. TM. Be making a staff one alt. So yeah, I haven't looked at specifically like the plate loadouts to see how good they are compared to other loadouts, but I do think melee evasion is super strong on that build. As far as whether you go ranged endurance or magic endurance or some combination of both, that one I think is more preferential. But it might also just come down to like how well the pieces fit together. You really can't know how well a build's going to come together until you start slapping it together in the builder and just, you know, seeing where everything adds up. How much blessing does transferring fully traded purple item give? Like a purple to purple? Well, each upgraded or unlocked trait is 120. And so if the item is full, that's going to be 120 times 11. Because the first one doesn't count. So that's 1,320 blessing. I wouldn't think about it in terms of how much the whole item gives, though. I would think about it in terms of how much each trait line gives. Because each trait line is going to cost a different amount from the other trait lines. It might be worth only filling up one or two of those lines and then leaving the third one untouched if it's really expensive. You kind of got to take it case by case. Oh no. The blades. Ow. I love these new Karnak strats, dude. Just stand in everything. I love stand in everything. Stand in everything is so good. We're all going to get real lazy from being overgeared in T1, and then T2 is going to drop, and it's going to be a circus. So I know they sell costumes for Lucent, and that's fine and everything. What they really should sell is voice packs. You know how much Lucent I would drop for a better character voice? Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Golly. Karnix's nether bow. We're rerolling, boys. Let's go. $1.4K. About that. A little less than that, yeah. With 2-star dungeon updates, they're adding new items, or will it be the same we have? No new items. There will just be, it'll be an easier way to get the armors that are currently boss only. So like the Swirling Essence, Field General, Shadow Harvester, those sets will be easier to get from the 2-star dungeons. They won't be boss only anymore. I don't know if that's confirmed. I've just been saying that for the record. I'm like 90% confident in that, but I don't know if it's actually confirmed. The reason I ask is I'm Longbow Dagger with fully traded purple armor and want to swap to Bow Staff. It shouldn't be too much different, right? You ditching evasion or something? Then Rando Caves, we DPS the boss before it even lifted off. Yeah. I love those runs. Those runs are so good. 9 minutes. What do we got? All right, we'll just do contracts. We're probably going Talus into Kalazan. Actually, we'll probably go Talus into Chernobog. Because Kalazan takes longer to kill. It's harder for guilds to snipe it. Do you think stats are okay? Do I think stats are okay? Oh, I managed to get a build with 1800 melee evasion plus 800 range endurance unbuffed. Yeah, that's very solid. Very solid. You're definitely gonna be weak to magic, but most people are. Most of us are. 1800 melee evasion is about how much I'm rocking at the moment. I've got 1841, so. When I swap to Bloodlust belt, it's going to go down to like 1700, which is a little spooky. I don't know if I'm going to run that in Arena. In large scale, I think it'll be okay, though. I'm going to get some water, boys. Be right back. Is there an efficient way in terms of Lucent cost to switch builds? I think it depends on which pieces you're swapping. I mean, the ideal way, if you were swapping builds, would be to try to conserve the pieces that are the most expensive. So that's going to be like your accessories, probably. So if there's certain stats that you're aiming for, and you can get those by swapping out your armors but keeping your accessories, then that's really the only thing I can think of in terms of like making it cheaper. Swipe? Yeah, there you go. I need to change builds. Put my zoomy build on. Yeah. Chewy meat. Mmm. Doesn't it just make your mouth water? Chewy meat. Do we think that our characters are overcooking the meats? Maybe that's why it's chewy, you know? Maybe instead of blaming the meat, we should get better cooking techniques. Has anyone thought of that? Send Amazon paycheck when you get paid. Well, do you already have like a broad outline of what gear you want to swap out? I mean, obviously there's the weapon. You could use your dimensional essence to get a Carnix or a Tublik bow. But I mean, you might have to do that anyways. Speaking of Carnix, I didn't even check the trade on the one I got. Crits. Crit hit. How much is that worth? I kind of want to shove that in the litho book for trade stones, honestly. 209 though. I would like to have 209 Lucent. That's a good chunk of Lucent. That is a good chunk of Lucent. Also, if I get a nether blade, I'm definitely keeping it and upgrading it. So it's not like I'd be able to get these 20 unlock stones right away anyways. Alright, let's do it. Let's extract it. Goodbye. Goodbye, Carnix's nether bow. Guys, I'm getting kind of low on extraction stones. We might have to raise the ratio above 2 to 1. I've been going a little too hard on 2 to 1. It's okay. I think it reset today. Does it reset today? Or does it reset Thursday? I can't keep track of the weekly resets anymore. It might be Thursday. Might have gone too hard this week. We're going to have to use the ornate coin stones. So looking at builds on quest log, I feel like I don't know enough to just come up with one. Well, I know a good amount about staff, far less about bow, but I might be able to help a little bit. What does your staff dagger gear look like? Are you full range magic evasion? Did you go melee evasion? Like, what did you end up going? Got so many epics in the bank. Wish it was easy to switch builds just to try them out. Yeah, that is one thing that's I think they could have done a better job with in this game, is making it easier to switch to different builds. It's very, very difficult to do that. And very permanent. If you want to like switch and then switch back, not happening. You can barely do it once, if at all. No notification? Am I shadow banned? There are a lot less people today watching on YouTube. It might be because I went live like 10 minutes after releasing a video. They're asking a global eclipse? One of the leaders of EPH went on what I can only assume is Adderall-fueled rant in the announcements channel. This is interesting. Wonder if I'm allowed to leak this. Talus into Cherno into Kala. Called it perfectly. Okay, let's go to Talus. Well, I got a few minutes. Let's kill a few more boars and then go to Talus. Still no caller, by the way. All these boars and still no caller. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter anymore, but for the record, still no caller. In the auction house is price of last transaction. Just a broken feature. It's not broken, it's just not super useful. It first of all, it's delayed a little bit. And then are you talking about latest trade price, or are you talking about something else? Maybe we're talking about two different things. Latest trade price is like, here's what the item has sold for in the last month or something. I don't really know what the time period is, but it's way too long. This isn't like the last 24 hours, which it should be. This is like the last 10 years, what prices it's sold for. So that range is very not useful. Where do you see last price? I don't even know where that is. Is Greatsword Expo any good? Mainly PvE alts? You could make that work as a PvE alt. Yeah, I don't see why not. Zoom around with the Greatsword and then shoot everything with the bow. Only the arm pieces are fully traded. My helmet, gloves, and legs are blue still. Oh. That's not too bad then. Yeah, if you still got a lot of blues, then changing gear is not going to be too bad. Hi from Latvia. Finished watching your video about earning license. Not gonna lie, learned a lot right now. Sitting in the market and trying out your strategies. Yeah, let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes. That was a hard video to keep short. I guess I didn't keep it that short, but don't think I've ever gotten a single item from boars or mitrins. I've gotten chewy meat. You're talking about Hero Code of Resistance, just got one off boar doing contracts. That's money, dude. That hood is money. What trait does it have? That's like top 3 resistance item for... That's one of the ones that I often pick when I'm turning in my resistance medals. 230 for the litho. Look at these traits. 300 for magic evasion or max health. That's a good one. What do you add to this game to make it more enjoyable to PvE, not Zerg? Because I think a 60% population or more of the game. Well, there's dungeons that are going to be coming out that I think people will be... I think people will really... Will they enjoy it? I was going to say I think people will really enjoy them. However, I think people will be very frustrated if they are pugging the dungeons because they're not very easy. But aside from that, I think people are really going to enjoy the new dungeons that come out. They're like 10 times better than the first set of dungeons we had. They're really, really good. And especially if we get challenge dungeons, which is like Mythic Plus, where the dungeons level up. That's a really good system, and I think people will enjoy that a lot. For other PvE content, it's hard to say, man. I mean, I think that bosses need to be reworked. All the PvE field bosses are just like big brain-dead loot pinatas that you zerg. There's like no strategy or mechanics or anything. I think they're kind of boring. So there's a lot of improvement, a lot of room for improvement there, but I don't know if they care enough about that particular. I haven't seen a whole lot of focus on like making the field bosses more interesting. I have seen a lot of focus on the dungeons though, and the dungeons are vastly improved. And then told you look like Johnny Sins? No, I've never ever heard that. A single time. Plenty of resistance gears from boars. Ooh, health regen hood. Well, you could probably still litho it if you've got the ink. What's the BIS build for your class in PvP? Well, I think the BIS build for just about everyone is double arc boss, right? Tevent dagger, Tevent greatsword, belt of bloodlust, band of universal power. Does the rest even matter? Two-piece field general, two-piece shadow harvester, hybrid defense. No, I don't know if that would actually work. Kind of have to go one or the other. I've been playing around with it on Questlog though. I've been playing around with two-piece field general, two-piece shadow harvester, triple evasion. It's a little scuffed. But once it gets cheaper, I might try to do it. Huge claims here, getting me hyped. Dude, those T2 dungeons are like all we did in Korea. I mean, we PvP'd every once in a while, but we were playing on NA times, right? So like there weren't that many bosses. It wasn't like this where the bosses are up constantly. For us, it was like we were playing at like 4 a.m. Korea time, right? So there wasn't as much stuff to PvP over. We pretty much just did those T2 dungeons like all day. $43 Lucent for health regen? Yeah, not worth. You can do the litho though, I mean, depending on how much ink you have. What's the best way to spin resistance metals? They seem kind of useless. I don't need any of them. On this server, it's usually the hood, the tunic, the shoes, or the other one. You kind of just have to open the market and look. See what they're selling for. Pick the one that sells for the most and then sell it. That's kind of the play. Look at the traits. Maybe try to pick one that has good traits. See if you get lucky. What is cap of evasion you think is worth it? 1500 is enough? 1500 is not enough. No. 1500 is okay for ranged. As like a bare minimum might be okay for melee, but I wouldn't describe it as enough. I think you want to go for higher than 1500 if you're really trying to make a build out of it. No escaping. Oh, what do we get? Somebody got something. Vile Drenched Veil. That's such a crazy name for an item. Do you guys appreciate the theme of having a cape that is drenched in poo? Like when you're thinking about your fantasy MMO character and their, you know, goals and aspirations, do you think, man, I really hope that I can get a cape that's covered in poo? Ain't bile vomit? A bitter greenish brown alkaline fluid that aids digestion and is secreted by liver and stored in the gallbladder. Wait, now I don't actually know. I thought it was... Yeah, no, it's in your intestines. That's poo. That's poo. I mean, maybe you can vomit it. Maybe it's both. Poo and vomit. Yes, every day. Okay, well, good. I'm glad we're all on the same page. Okay, I probably should go to the other boss. They're probably in Discord right now. Leave Chernobog. Go to Kalazan. Ignore Mordecai. No one cares. I miss Mordecai, dude. Mordecai's a fun arena to fight in. Way more fun than fighting on Kala. Kala's got the worst arena in the game. What's the deal with the mitral collar farm? Just got one from a precious pouch. Oh, you're rich. You are literally dozens of Lucent richer, my friend. Congratulations. 94. It's not what it used to be. The reason why people want those is because you can put it in the litho book for a Collar of Decimation. However, Collar of Decimation is also kind of cheaper now than it used to be, so they're both not as big of a deal. But early game, a lot of people farming boars to try to get that necklace, especially before Kalazan, because you get the Collar of Decimation from Kalazan. So before Kalazan was in the game, the only way you could get that was from the litho book, and that Mitrin collar was the big bottleneck. So people were real thirsty for it. Killing many boars. Killed bad anime. Made me feel like I accomplished something. Yeah, let me hop in voice just in case we actually get a fight here. We still have this alliance. I thought we were done with the alliance. I don't know what's going on, boys. I can think of it as owned by an old mystical hero who was eaten by the beast or something along those lines. But he wouldn't be that good of a hero if he got eaten by Chernobog. I mean, that makes sense. That's probably supposed to be what it is, right? Like, should that be the lore for all the gear that bosses drop? It's all gear from legendary heroes that got murked by the boss. Let's just make that the lore for every item. I mean, what other explanation could you have for like why Juno gives you Shadow Harvester pants, right? He's not like carrying them around.
Stay three, clean up. Clean up anyone coming in through here. So like 5 or 6 guys extended here. Get back north. North and burn cow. Good job staying spread, guys. It might just be because you're hunting kills, and if so, that's fine. But also, your spread is
Are we not supposed to be hunting kills? He said stay spread. I'm doing my part. Oh, we got a summon gate? Okay. Hall of Valor. Showing up. Somewhat slowly showing up, but showing up.
2's fully grouped. Is 3 also grouped, guys? Come play it by between 6 and 5. Come play between 6
Are they gonna come in? Are they gonna do an organized push, dude? That'd be sick. If they pincered us. Okay, mechanic. This is your time. This is your opportunity. Go, 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 go. Oh. Yeah, these juicy clumps really make me want to play an AoE class.
Oh, there's a summon gate on.
See, these staff users, they just constantly take my kills.
This is the Hall of Valor summon gate.
That Hall of Valor brother had a guild, a yellow solo or whatever. I contacted their GM, and the guy got yeeted. Yeah, he is now ungilded a solo.
Are they coming? They like summoned gate and then they're just standing there. I don't know what the play is. They could have just walked in that amount of time. Could have walked twice, probably.
Did you screenshot offline with it?
Yeah.
You got it? There's one particular victim at one day that I think I'm gonna let you make an example of here pretty soon, my brother.
Yippee.
Used to be 400 plus for ages, even in EU. The hood? Yeah, it was one of the best ones for a while. I need Ecliptic Pendant for my Decimation Litho. Yeah, that one can be kind of hard to get as well. Usually you'll get it out of, is it the Saradoma pouches that you can get that out of? I think the Boar one is harder, but you can get unlucky with the Ecliptic as well.
Oh, baby.
Do you think Weapon Mastery food is worth it at this point? No. Always Solent food. Always Solent food when you're doing your Abyssals. No question about it.
Wait, that guy... Why is...
Weapon Mastery,
Look
well, you'll get it when you get it. It's not like something you need to rush super hard. I don't know of any builds that are like mandatory level 16 Weapon Mastery, or else, you know, or else it doesn't work. Like, usually level 10 is the big one, and then you get level 10 pretty easy. You see how fun this could be if we had one less guilds? We gotta yeet this alliance, dude. I don't know why we're back in this alliance. Like, people want to fight. We're just zerging too hard.
Repeat?
Nope.
I believe there's a Discord kitten summon gate over by 3. The kittens are summoning in.
The kittens?
Discord Kittens is summoning?
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
3 and 6.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, so play over by 5, guys. Play over by 5. Play at the top right of this bubble.
Yeah.
This boss has so much health, dude.
Top right of the bubble.
Galazan fights are so long.
Play top right.
In addition to having the worst terrain, it's also the by far the longest. Do you think Bracelet of Primal King is better for PvP than any of the arena token bracelets? It's better if the 6 perception allows you to get 60 perception, or if you are playing crossbow. I think the bonus damage is very valuable for crossbow dagger. I don't think it's better for my builds, and for a lot of builds, I think that the arena bracelet is better, but you definitely can make the Primal King work. It just depends on how it fits with the rest of your build. If it's not getting you to 60 perception on most builds, I feel like it's probably not worth it. But if it does get you to 60 perception, that's a really nice breakpoint.
Top right. Wait. Okay, now push across. Push across the top of the zone. Push left. Towards 6.
Alright, pushing left. I don't know what left is, but I'm pushing
Baby.
a direction that has a 50% chance of being left.
Like I know war. Hate it. Yeah. Let someone do it in there around.
Go left. On me.
So,
Back top right, guys. Go
there's a
top
gate
right.
down at 2 as well on the stairs.
My left. Behind me.
Go top again. Let's not hit Cal for a second. We can pretty easy, yeah? Play by 5. Up. Let them burn these gates. I'll counter back here by 5 if you would, so they don't get anything.
Will I be cap in two-handed sword daggers? What next weapon should I add? Which would go best? I think having a sword and shield to swap to is really nice. But, I mean, you can combine pretty much anything with dagger. And you can combine a lot of stuff with greatsword. It's a little memey to combine things with greatsword, but I've been thinking about leveling up a staff just for when I go against really melee evasion heavy arena teams. And then swapping from greatsword dagger to greatsword staff.
All 6 of them.
It would probably just be better to go staff dagger, but greatsword staff sounds cooler. I could just as easily though, like just have an SNS to put on. Actually, I don't know if you could swap weapons in an arena fight because they restrict how many of each weapon you can have in your comp, so that might not actually work. But
no, they're TPing in. Okay, they're TPing in heavy in the top left, guys. You ready? We're gonna switch from top.
it could be just fun to play greatsword staff in arena in general, just to have 2 different damage types.
They're all on 3.
The tube all the 3.
You're ready.
But yeah, if I was gonna level a 3rd weapon, I'd probably do sword and shields. I think in a lot of ways, sword and shield greatsword is just better than dagger greatsword.
Push towards 3. 3 across the top.
Oh, whoops! I didn't realize I had a sword.
They did a bait push. Oh my god.
Having greatsword makes you more AoE. Yeah, but
It lost 60% of the
you have like one skill that becomes an AoE. I don't know. It's still pretty underwhelming.
Look north. They're in zone. They're in zone on the north. Hyperextended is in zone. This is not safety.
This is so convenient, dude, having this rift stone.
Inside zone, up north, right on 6 pin.
That's about the auction house. I'm trying to figure out a few items are going to go up or down in price. Almost nothing will go up in price.
Okay, fall back top right of bubble. All the way back.
The supply for items never really decreases, and the demand never really increases. Like, it's not like suddenly people are going to need a piece of gear that they haven't always needed. So yeah, the costs pretty much always go down over time. Some items will hold their value longer than others, but it's going to be very uncommon for an item to increase in price. There just aren't really any market forces that would cause that to happen. The boss-only armors, like Shadow Harvester Pants, Field General Helmet, those are going to be coming down in price pretty sharply once 2-star dungeons come out, because they will start dropping from those dungeons instead of just from the boss. So that's going to be a pretty significant increase in supply. So that'll cause the price of those items to go down significantly. In fact, I think they're already going down a bit from people anticipating that.
Don't go towards 3 yet. Don't get towards 3 yet.
We already had someone earlier in chat who was like, I got these Shadow Harvester pants and I need them, but I'm just going to sell them because I know that they're worth more. I think there's probably several people that are thinking that way right now. Like, okay, I actually do need these pants, but I'd rather sell them now for more money and then get them later from the T2 when they're way cheaper.
Listening was C. Impact was A, though.
That is a lot of graves. I made my current build on Questlog. Would you mind seeing it? Have any recommendations for a decent way to swap? I don't think I know bow staff well enough to just glance at it and give you a recommendation. I'd really have to dive into that, which would kind of take a lot of time, unfortunately. You guys have so many numbers compared to what's pushing you. What guilds are in your alliance now? We have 3 guilds right now. I think we should only have 2. We had 2 for a while, and then we added the 3rd one back in because we wanted to win Bellendir.
Aaron taking my kill, bro.
But now Bellendir's over, so I feel like we should go back down to 2. But I don't know. That is what it is. I guess we're probably keeping the alliance until Tevent as well.
What did you say, though?
Since it's conflict Tevent this week, I think. Maybe after that we'll drop the alliance, but
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not in charge of the politics.
Yeah, thank you.
For Staff Dagger, the tree is OP. The level 16 trait? You think it's that good? What's the level 16
Yeah, it's still there.
staff mastery?
Favorite breakfast food is a
100 weekend chance?
Around and don't let it
Server got interesting today. Biggest alliance broke up because of Siege. Now we have 2 equally strong alliances. Conflict boss fights are super interesting and competitive. Yeah, see, that's what I want. And I feel like we were starting to get a lot of competition when it was just 2 guilds. But then they were like, okay, well, we don't want to get zerged off of Bellendir, so we're going back to 3 guilds. And it's like, oh yeah, fair enough. Like, Fair enough. Got to get the arc boss weapons. Like, you got to do what it takes to get those arc boss weapons, but for the rest of the week, it's so boring. It's so boring having this many guilds. When someone attacks me and shows that I got 0 damage, is that endurance or evasion? If it's evasion, it'll say miss. If it's 0, you probably blocked. Do you use a shield? That sounds like a block to me. Or I guess it's possible that you just have more damage reduction than what they hit for, and they just hit you with like an auto attack that was really low. Been seeing more and more longbow daggers. Is the combo really that good compared to staff dagger? Yeah, longbow dagger is very good. Flash wave is insane. I mean, there's nothing wrong with staff dagger, but longbow dagger is very solid. Darkslayer dagger better than Laquarius in PvP? Not necessarily. I like them because it gives me a lot of extra health and makes it easier to hit 50 strength or even 60 strength. I'll probably be going for 60 strength once I get a dentist. And it's not really possible to go that high without Darkslayer, so I really like the Darkslayer Adentis combo. It is a low hit combo though. If you wanted more hit, you could go with Laquarius, push for 60 perception. The passive ability on Laquarius is nice. However, I also feel like it's really inconsistent and buggy. If it was like super reliable, I think I would find that the dagger's more appealing. I actually looted some the other day, finally, after all this time. And I was like, man, should I level those up? But I probably won't. I'll probably just stick with Darkslayers. You have 3, Devastating, Ascending, and Stunning Blow. Yeah, but Devastating is the only one that actually AoEs. So, I mean, if you Ascending someone, it'll create the little pool on the ground, but it's very small. Like, unless the people you're hitting are standing, like, inside of each other, it's not really going to be that crazy of an AoE. It's Devastating Smash is really the one that is super noticeable with Tevin. Harvester Pants went down 2k in days in my server. Yeah, it's gonna continue. You're gonna see it drop pretty steadily as people anticipate the next set of dungeons, and then once those dungeons actually come out, you're gonna see it drop even faster. Nebby, thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate that. You got a 7 guild alliance in your server? See, I wish we had 7 guild alliances to fight against. There was like a 6 guild alliance on Cherno when we came here, but they all transferred off once we started fighting them. Oh, I think we're doing the Kawa Rift. That's so smart. That is very smart. We should do that. Doesn't last long enough to be useful. 3 seconds isn't very long. Well, with buff duration, it's like 4 or 5 seconds. It's long enough to get your combo off. The question is, do you actually need the base damage increase to kill someone within your combo? And the answer is, like, probably not, unless they're an SNS or a wand. So I'd rather just have Darkslayers and live better. Sleep Bomb into Flash Wave is ridiculous. Yeah, it's like the whole meta right now. Which one would be more mandatory for your build, Tevin's Greatsword or Daggers? For me, I would prefer the Daggers. I think the Greatsword is best used on an SNS Greatsword rather than a Dagger Greatsword, because the SNS can position better to make use of the AoE. As a Dagger player, it's a lot harder for me to just dive the thickest clump that I can see, because I'm not going to survive the way that an SNS survives. So yeah, I think the Greatsword is better on a tank. Ironically, I would rather have the Daggers. I think the Daggers are super fun, especially on small scale, but even in large scale, I think they're really useful. But yeah, just being able to like kill someone and then go invisible and then kill someone and go invisible over and over again, that sounds delicious to me. I would love to be able to do that. I don't know this mechanic. Does anyone know this mechanic? Am I dead? I feel like I'm dead. I always die when he does it. And then the other guy with the moon doesn't die. Okay, never mind, I lived. I don't know. You lifted me up in the air, but I lived. I don't know how it works. Got 10 mastery on crossbow and I run Expo Dagger right now. I'm not super happy with the build. Do you think it would be worth switching to something like Bow Dagger? Or is it better to stick to Expo? I think Expo is you either love it or you hate it. If you don't like it, then reroll. I mean, there's no point in playing something you're not going to have fun with. There's a ton of good builds to play in this game. If you're not digging the Expo, then don't play it. You know, some people love it. Some people it's too button mashy, too sweaty. So if you're not liking it, then yeah, I would definitely just play something else. Hopefully you're not too invested, but I mean, if you switch to something like a staff or a longbow, it's not gonna hurt that bad. A lot of the same gear will still be good. Okay, I see people moving around as if they're doing something to react to this mechanic, but I cannot figure out what. Okay, now I'm dead. Last time I was good, this time I'm dead. So sad. I was playing Aquarius now all the time in Arena 2. Switched to Darkslayer because I fully traded them. Feels way better with 60 strength. Yeah. Yeah, when I first started playing this build, I was focused a lot more on high hit chance. And I've pretty much abandoned that now. I've just accepted the fact that, like, you know, 1,000 or like 1050, maybe 1,100 with buffs is going to be what it is. And everything else is focused on just staying alive. Like, the idea of having like 1,400 hit and countering evasion builds sounded good. In practice, it just... It hasn't felt good. I don't like dying all the time. So I'm a lot more invested in having health, having more evasion. And if I'm fighting against a melee evasion player, I either get lucky or I just leave and hit someone else. That's kind of just made peace with that, you know? But at the beginning of T1, I was like, I'm going to get a Mordecai Great Blade. I'm going to have a lot of hit. No one's going to be able to survive me. And then I'm walking around with 14k health and a staff user presses Judgment Lightning and I die instantly. And I'm like, okay, maybe we need to make some changes here. Can we all agree that Calazan's health needs to be cut in half? Like, the guild boss and the field boss? Like, we can turn his damage up, that's fine. You could, like, 10x his damage, just have him run around just mobbing people. But can we cut his health in half? This is such a long fight. I hit him for 40k, I don't even think it moved 1 pixel. It was a 22k x2. I mean, his health didn't even, like... Okay, I got cleansed. All right. Incoming necklace. Called it. Buff duration. Not bad. Not bad. Do I need that? I might still need that. I don't know if I ever unlocked that. I never unlocked that. I wonder if they'll give that to me. Somebody might still need it as their first necklace, though. Oh, some lazy Ethereum player. Might still need that. Someone cleared it? Question mark? I don't know. That whole fight is a question mark to me. Someone said you're supposed to like take the moons close to each other. I don't know. What if you played as a bomber? Just get in, get the AoE and die. Play what as a bomber? I lost the thread of what we were talking about. Haven't seen many SNS bow. Is it going to be really tanky? It would be very tanky. Yeah, it would be very tanky. I think people just like SNS Greatsword because it clomps way harder. And it's also very tanky. But yeah, you could make SNS bow super tanky. You need to spread the buff to the other players when you have the moon. So when you say when you have the moon, do you mean like the blue half moon or the red full moon? You want to spread the full moon? You can go pure damage, high hit, but it only works for arena. I mean, I think it works in a lot of places. You're just flipping coins on if the person you're fighting has melee evasion or not. But even then, like, if you're playing Darkslayer or Dentist with 1,000 hit, you go up against someone with 2k evasion, you're going to miss half your hits, okay? So you run up to them, you try to stun them, you whiff, you follow up with your second stun, it hits, you charge up a guillotine, and it whiffs, you precision dash them, and it hits, you charge up a death blow, and it hits crits heavies and almost one-shots them. Like, it can still work, even if you're missing half your shit. The build hits so hard that even, you know, as long as half of your hits land, you can still get kills against evasion players. It's just, you know, sometimes you're going to get lucky, sometimes you're not. Sometimes they're going to dodge 5 stuns in a row, and they're, like, basically God mode, and there's nothing you can do. Other times you're going to get really lucky. You're going to land your whole combo, despite their 2k evasion, and they're going to evaporate. So it's like... it's not the end of the world, and you can't really, like, if someone has 2k evasion, there's just not much you can do about it. Like, even if you get an extra 200-300 hit, okay, your hit rate's going to go from 50 to like 55, maybe 60. So 1 out of 10 times your combo is going to be more successful. Like, are you going to feel that really? I don't know. I think it's better to just gear at that point towards survivability and, you know, just live long enough to attempt another combo. Greatsword Dagger with Greatsword as a bomber. Yeah, you would have to jump in with Devastating Smash and then immediately like stealth out. You can't. I'm certainly not saying that you can't play Tevent as a Greatsword Dagger. I just think it's a lot easier to do it on an SNS. A lot more reliable to do it on an SNS. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I get a Tevent, I'm putting it on. I'm not going to be like, yeah, Tevent. This is a tank weapon. I'm definitely using one if I get one, but I think it should probably be prioritized to tanks before it gets to me. Coin flipping if you're going to get a stun into damage makes me sad. Well, if every player on the server had 2k evasion, it would be one thing. But a lot of people don't, right? Like, a lot of people don't have that much evasion. So it's not like you're missing half your hits on everybody you're fighting. It's only going to be certain people. When you touch a player that doesn't have the buff, you have a stack over your head that gets higher. If it's high enough, you don't die. Okay. I don't know. When I look at everyone else, they kind of just like stand there. So I'm like, what's the mechanic? Let's go to Sorrow. I think these guys are at Sorrow. What do you think about endurance on SNS Greatsword? That's how I'm building in passives, running 3.9k endurance. I don't think you have 3.9k endurance, but I think that I think endurance is very good for that build. Yeah, I think it's solid. Has 50 strength at prio stat for staff dagger. It depends. I think if you're using Umbramancer, you can hit 50 strength. If you're not, it might be difficult. It really depends on what the rest of your build looks like. Like, are you running Collar of Decimation? Are you running Bloodlust belts? There's some key pieces that would enable you to get to 50 strength reasonably easy. And if you didn't have those pieces, it would probably be too much of a pain in the ass. So it kind of depends build by build, like how you're making it. But yeah, for any DPS, 50 strength is going to be pretty juicy, particularly for staff, because like your heavy hits give you make your Judgment Lightning proc, so you can cast it a second time. That's really, really good, man. So yeah, I would say it is a higher priority. I don't know if it's your top priority, but I would definitely say that it's a priority. What am I saving my Lucent for? I'm saving my Lucent so that when I stream or make YouTube videos, it looks like a really high number. And then people will be like, whoa, I should subscribe to this guy. Look how rich he is. And I don't ever plan on spending it, like literally ever. That's the only purpose that it serves, is to make me look smart and cool and tall. Melee defense and range defense. You have 4K defense? That also seems like a shitload. I don't know how you got that much, but yeah, if you got that much, that's really good. Okay, I need to get in comms. There's too many of them. I just ran in and died like an idiot. Too distracted. Okay, never mind. Tochi's in the Amos bosses server. I guess we're winging it without comms. He's in the channel for the Amos guild. It's the wrong server, Tochi. My GF and I loved your new video. All right. I accept this comment. Tell your GF I said, what's up? You be quiet. That's with passive ready in combat. Out of combat, I am 2600. Yeah, that's a lot. So defense is a hard stat to explain. It loses a little bit of value as it gets higher, but I don't think it ever really reaches a point where it's like, okay, I've got enough defense, I don't need to worry about defense anymore. I think if you can get more, it's always pretty worth. The thing is, there's just not that many sources of defense. There's a couple pieces. You have like Belt of Combat Prowess. You know, there's a couple pieces that have defense on it, but most of the time your defense is just going to come from, yeah, when did we clear this out? Suddenly we got control? I should have just waited 30 seconds. Oh yeah, okay, never mind, it got pulled. I'll fight this guy who's from a different guild. Where did my ascending go? Alright, I was very helpful there. $2,100 range, 2,600 melee out of combat on Pala, low-key immortal. Is that with 70 strength? You can get some extra defense from 70 strength that I think is pretty solid. And then the Greatsword passive. This thing's really good. I was kind of asleep on this at first before I really understood the formula behind defense. I think this is like mandatory for every Greatsword build now. At first I was like, I'll use this in large scale, but not in arena. And now I'm like, nah, it goes in every build. That goes in every build. You know, Stellarite. So for this build, the only dagger skills that I have are Stealth, 0 damage, Smokescreen, 0 damage, and Shadow Strike, which is 200% damage, which is not very high. And then I guess Cleaving Moonlight as well, but yeah, no, it doesn't really matter. I have it on the Greatsword, but I don't have it on the dagger. If I'm fighting like an important boss, I'll put it on the dagger. Or if it's like a PvP fight I really care about, if it's like a boonstone, then I'll put it on the dagger. Just to get, you know, a little bit more on my auto attacks and my cleaving. But just walking around, dagger auto attacks just absolutely obliterate your Stellarite. I mean, your guy's going like every one of those little pokes, those 12 damage pokes is spinning Stellarite. And I just find it a little pointless. So I usually don't equip it unless I like am invested in the fight. I think it's weird that it goes off per hit. It's like, so since I'm a dagger, I'm gonna use literally like 5 times more Stellarite than other weapons. I don't know. I find it a little odd. It's a % bonus either way, right? So it's not like I'm actually getting more benefit. I'm just having more cost. Nia, are you okay up there? Look kind of deep. It's not looking good. Can you explain skill damage boost stat? Yeah, it just increases all your skills by a percentage amounts. So 10 points of skill damage boost is about 1% more damage. But the more you have, the less effective it becomes. So by the time you get like 300 skill damage boost, it's not actually 30%. It's like 24%, but still very good. It's basically always worth getting. It's mandatory on both rings and necklace for every build. Defense in this game does seem like defense is offense. If you can live, you can kill. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to feel that way once we get T2 gear and everyone's dying super fast, but yeah, I think if people are easy to kill, then you might as well just go tanky, right? Because they're still going to be easy to kill, even if you lose a little damage. But at least maybe you'll survive some scenarios where you wouldn't have otherwise. Get him, Revik! Get him! The fact that I can't evade shield charge, by the way, is the worst part of the game. Massive L. Apparently T2 is just insta-kills, which is somewhat good for Greatsword, but then Judgment Lightning exists. Yeah, I feel like it's better for range than it is for Greatsword. I mean, if everyone's dying twice as fast, doesn't that almost by definition make the game better for range players than for melee players? Because, I mean, they don't have to gap close. So the quicker the fight's over, the less time that is for me to, like, get on top of them and shut them down. So I feel like it benefits range players a lot more than it's going to benefit greatswords. Oh, it's over. It's too many. Do you use PvP counterattack? Well, the PvP are you talking about the Z button or are you talking about blocking? The Z button only targets the person who's targeting you. It's not always very useful. If I like get hit out of nowhere and I don't know who's hitting me, if I'm like running around and someone like hits me from a bush and I'm like, whoa, where's that coming from? Then I'll use it. But in large scale, I don't find it super useful. I mean, half the time it's gonna be like a tank or I don't know. I don't feel like it's the just because I happen to get like clipped by some chain lightning or something doesn't necessarily mean like that's the person I should be targeting, you know. But in like smaller fight scenarios, I think it's useful, especially if somebody's like being sneaky. Love your videos. I learned a lot from you. Free to play here. Expo Dagger 3553 PlayStation now. Thank you so much. Nice. Using that trade upgrade guide. Gonna play any more Brighter Shores? I want to, Grixis. I almost played some off stream. It seems like a nice, like, you know, kind of like second monitor game, kind of like RuneScape. But yeah, I just haven't had time, dude. All my free time right now has been going to videos and editing and recording and trying to keep these tokens from getting capped. Man, I missed the wipe again? How come every time I'm dead, we suddenly start winning? Coincidence? Some YouTube videos shitting on that game. On Brighter Shores? Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a game that is trying at all to have like mainstream appeal. I think it knows that it's a niche game. It's a team of 8 people. How many MMOs you know with a team of 8 people? Are all my skills level 5? No. Only Deathblow and Guillotine. Everything else is behind. Some of my passives are 4, but no, the skill book grind is real. I definitely underestimated the need for skill books on global. In Korea, they were like no problem. Like you matched your skills so fast. In this version, it's actually been an enormous grind. I've even started taking like the paper from the contracts, which I never did before. Do you think it's worth running Bloodlust on Pala for 50 perception? 50 perception. What is that, attack range? I don't even know what that does. Yeah, no, I don't think so. On a melee build, I mean, it's nice. Having range on melee is nice, but I don't think it's nearly as high impact as it is on like a staff or a bow. The only reason you need range at all on melee is because of desync. If like the skill queue and the targeting was less clunky, then we wouldn't need range at all. You could just stand where you're supposed to stand and hit people. But in this game, you shadow strike someone and they're somehow out of range. It's like, okay, I guess I need more range, even though I just used a skill that teleports me literally on top of them. Oh, what a brawl. This is kind of back and forth. Oh, we got this. No, we got this. I am a little deep, though. I'm a little deep. Let me get my cooldowns. That was like a solid, what, 10v10? Should I go try to snipe the last chest? Let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's get in there. Let's go. We got like 30 seconds before it spawns. I won't be able to make to the cave chest, but we might be able to do the one that's outside. Okay, unless I get chain CC'd by lizards. Dissolve omnipotent scrolls to epic parchments. Yeah, but even then, I mean, how many omnipotent scrolls are you actually sitting on? If you get 20 books out of that, like, congratulations, you might get one skill from level 4 to 5 if you're lucky. It's just... Plus, I had one of my main DPS skills is actually an omnipotence skill, so I had to prio the omnipotence paper towards that for quite a while until that got done. That was pretty pricey. Now, I usually hold on to my omnipotence paper for when I accidentally turn all my purple paper into books, and then I need to make a lithograph 5 minutes later and I have no parchment. That's when my omnipotence paper comes in. I'm like, I will dissolve 10 of these. Did I just see somebody? Look at this sneaky. I don't think I have food on. I shouldn't be 1v1ing. Oh, just kidding. We got this. Well, this guy's got some moves. Okay. It ate my guillotine cooldown? That's crazy. And then it didn't charge my guillotine. Oh, he's actually gonna beat me, you guys. Okay. Not even close. Whew. Definitely should have had food on for that. That was bit of a glencher. With melee and range endurance and third trait, either HP or attack speed or gloves and so on. Sounds like I need to scroll up for this. Trying to be DPS tank, so I am running 3 field general and 2 shock. Why 3 field general? It doesn't really do anything for you, does it? Wouldn't you just go 2 and 2? What are the top 3 best rewards for contracts, scrolls, armor? The pouches, number 1, and then tier 2 and tier 3 contracts, number 2. And then number 3 is either skill book materials, so that's like paper and marins, if whichever one you need more. And then if you don't need skill book stuff, then you always try to take the yellow ores so that you can use them for substance transformation next month, which is me totally speculating, but I think it's going to pay off. A few things the game they need to polish. Overall, I'm impressed with the game, willing to stick to it, see what they come up with over time. Yeah, Brownie, I think if you look at the pace of updates, especially in the Korean version, I have a lot of faith in the trajectory that the game is on right now, even though some of the like clunkiness drives me crazy. I think that they'll improve it over time. Maybe I should have gone for the inside chest as well. If no one was on the outside one. Maybe no one was on the inside one. Too late now. All right. Dark Destroy. Oh, Guild Dark Destroyers. Oh, I'm eating food for this. I'm eating food for this. Guild Dark Destroyers. This is always lit. Oh, I forgot to open this. No Talus box. Crafted 100 books today. Pushed 2 skills from 3 to 5. That was painful. Yeah. Yeah, when you hit like 3-4 commons in a row, spending 7 books a click, it's pure pain. Thank you so much for the content you're doing. No problem, Pecha.
Did you make sure that no one followed you?
They're doing raids and battlegrounds, adding a full-time PvP zone. All good info to keep me playing. Yeah, dude, the 12-man content. I bet that's gonna be good. I bet that's gonna be good.
We're only doing this to collect.
I'm so excited that you guys like playing in Korea. I'm kind of already, you know, been there, done that. But so many of you guys haven't seen the next tier of dungeons that come out. They're so good, you guys. Like, you're gonna have a lot of fun with them. I don't know if you're gonna have fun pugging them. I think some of you might uninstall if you pug them. But dude, they're so well designed. They're so satisfying when you finally like clear them for the first time. And then they kind of like become easier and easier as you gear and as you improve your strats and stuff. This guy is stun sliding. What's happening? West Coast life right now. West Coast ping. Surprised not seeing you play AOC last weekend. I didn't have any time. Also, it's kind of a boring game to stream. I feel like you kind of have to like grind to level 20 before you can really stream anything interesting. Like I don't know if people really want to see me running in circles killing little goblin dudes for 8 hours straight. I don't mind doing it, but I don't think people really want to watch it.
It's soon going to start. Make sure you lure the adventurers to the mutant test subject. The vengeful spirit core from the mutant test subject will turn them into destroyers.
Why am I chasing this guy? I have no chance of killing him. Oh, I have a friend. Just kidding. Look at 2v1. Oh, 3v1. You love to see it. I need to unfeud my guildmates. We had an in-house fight against the other Ethereum guild. That's why we're all... Oh, okay. Found the reds. That's why they're all feuded. Still out of range. Crazy. Do you see how close I was? I always wonder, like, am I actually out of range here, or does the server just think that I'm not standing 6 inches away from this person? Oh, finish him off. I was static group for dungeons and raids, learn from Lost Ark. I'm not pugging until it's been out for a bit. I don't think it'll even be possible to pug those dungeons in the first week, if I'm being honest. I think pugs are going to have like a 20% clear rate. Like, even if you get a group of people who watched videos ahead of time, I think it's going to be a few hours. I think it's going to be a few hours before most people can get their first clear.
Purge the undead from this place filled with the stench of death and collect the chaos fragments.
No healer, might as well suicide. When are 2-star dungeons? They said November, so maybe next week or maybe early December. Oh, the staff. Griff of Execution, a really good alternative. Less precision. From Field Generals? Yeah, Field Generals is really expensive. Once we get the next set of dungeons, Field Generals will be a lot easier to get, but it depends on what defenses you're going for, really. So the Executioners are going to have magic and range instead of melee and range. Losing the 6 perception hurts too. I mean, the Field General gloves are just, they're such an insane piece. That's why they're so expensive. Everybody wants them. Boom! Wait, you already have the gloves? So you're using Field General gloves as a stat stick? Damn, bro, I didn't know you had it like that.
What is this strange light? Does it look like a chaos spell?
Hey, don't touch that. That's a vengeful spirit core. The vengeful spirit core can be used to collect even more chaos fragments. These spirits, this magic. How could anyone withstand such power?
Took my piece with it, super tanky versus range and melee. So what's the other ones you're using then? What's the other Field Gen pieces that you're using? Are you using chest? I would probably ditch the chest. Chest and helmet, okay. I mean, helmet's really good. First of all, you must be loaded, but so, my man, you have, wait, you have Field General helm and gloves, and you have Shock Commander boots legs? Is that what you're telling me right now? Sheesh. Oil prints alert. Are you trying to build triple endurance? You're just trying to build melee range endurance? Because I feel like there's got to be a better chest piece for you than Field Generals, since you already have the gloves and the helm. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, I love getting green items, or sometimes blue items, when PvPing in the sun. Currently testing SNS staff, mana, DPS tank with sword on main. Some serious DPS. You just bounce the mana bar of 29k up and down. Never run out of it, even if guillotine slaps you. Cube, I gotta be honest, I have no idea what you just said to me. SNS staff, mana, DPS tank. Okay, I think I see what you're getting at. What do you mean by never run out of it? Oh, never run out of mana? Wait, why would getting hit by guillotine make you run out of mana? I mean, that's an interesting build. We theory crafted SNS staff for a bit for global launch. I very seriously consider, because I played staff dagger. And I was like, man, instead of this like low testosterone dagger, I could put a masculine sword and shield on, it would keep me alive just as much as the dagger would, if not more. I would lose some crit and crit damage, but, you know, the staff still hits really hard anyways. So, yeah, I was thinking about playing something like that. Ultimately, I think that Staff Wand has kind of just become the better version of that, because you can use an SNS to keep yourself alive forever. You can also use a wand to keep yourself alive forever. And so I feel like the SNS wand kind of really became like the version of that build that ended up being meta for global. But I don't see any reason why you couldn't make SNS staff work. If nothing else, it would confuse the hell out of people. I mean, they would have no idea how to deal with you. Melee range, third stat, either debuff or attack speed. On third trait. Okay, so you're not worried about magic at all? You just want to stick with plate? Yeah, maybe field general chest isn't too bad then. Like, I was thinking about heroic armor, 900 health, but you're not going to get any use out of the melee evasion on it, so that part would be kind of be wasted. I just feel like the chest piece is the most underwhelming of all the field general pieces. When I was looking at which one to build, that was like by far the piece where I was like, okay, definitely not that one. But I was looking at it from an evasion perspective, not an endurance perspective. That man just teleported out, and then I hit a mob even though I have my settings to not auto-target mobs. Oh, stole that kill. Let's go. Did not earn that whatsoever.
As long as you have a strong mind, you can withstand anything.
What about shock chests? Now, there's got to be other chests that are better, right?
Must try it just once.
Chaos fragments.
Yeah, especially for a tank, you got the damage reduction. It's pretty juicy, isn't it? How much strength does that have when you max it out? Like 7?
Must take care not to become a dark destroyer.
Using 3 field general with the 2 shocks, still no traits. Because no purples for it. Oh, like no unlock stones for it.
There's a test subject with a vengeful spirit core.
Do I always use dagger as a main weapon? Yeah. Yeah, the only thing that the main weapon determines is which skill mastery is active when you are in an idle animation. When you're not attacking, basically. And so, since the dagger has move speed and evasion, those are 2 stats that I'm still benefiting from if I'm not attacking. Anytime I am attacking, it's just going to use the masteries of the weapon I'm attacking with. So I don't have to worry about, like, you know, I see a lot of people going, like, the attack speed, the 6% attack speed on Dagger Greatsword, and it's like, that only helps the dagger. So, do you really need to invest that many points into it? I don't see the value. But I think a lot of people are under the impression that it increases the greatsword attack speed, which would be insane if it did, but it does not. So we always keep the daggers out. How rare are gauntlets of the field general? They only drop from Eridus. And he has like 4 different things he can drop, and usually only drops one of them, so pretty rare. It's one of the most expensive items on the whole market right now. But that will change in the next couple weeks once we get more dungeons. You can click on gear and see max upgraded stats now. Oh, did they add that? I thought that was next patch. I remember reading something about that. No idea. He knocked me out of my smoke. I live. Alt C. It's a lot of work. 101 queen souls from fishing? That can't be real. What do you mean you have 101 from fishing? How much fishing are you doing? Are you just doing that thing where if you don't see a small fish, you pull your hook back in and recast it? Any chance you know the max points required for Lantern Festival and Requiem for max activity? For Lantern Festival, it's 500. For Requiem, it depends. I guess all the Requiem's finished now, right? So it would be whatever the tier 4 or whatever the highest one says. You can just go click on it and check. I think it shows. Then you can fish from your guild hall. Would you want to? Oh, Surgeons has the steroid. It's gonna take all our kills. All our kills. Bound has it too. He's just gonna stand here and let me charge a guillotine on him. What a madman. Didn't even do anything. He's got friends. Are we losing? Going for healer in 3, 2. Missing everything. Still missing everything. Okay, hit him for 0 damage. Different target. Damn. That was the craziest shadow step of my life. Do I get out of here? I think that's over. Yeah, I think time to start a new character. I don't think we're getting out of this one, boys. Maybe I can use him. Out of your line of sight. Really? Really, though. Okay. Okay, then. I can't even turn into a bunny or nothing, dude. Okay, this one. This one. I have to have line of sight on one of these. Sheesh, dude. I'm gonna lose my 2 points. I gotta turn those in so I get my medal. Actually, I don't know if you get the medal for GVGs. I didn't get one. I didn't get one at the Talisman GVG. Just kind of cringe. Yeah, it just says guild coins. Do you guys like that? I feel like that's kind of lame. Like, why would you not get a resistance medal just because it's a guild event? It's the only reason to come to these events. I'm gonna have to go to Mana Frenzy, I guess? Oh, okay, so Dominion, we could do it for Dominion still, but just not for GVG. He's a tanky boy. I don't know if I got the juice. He's using frost cleaving? Wait, is that even... I don't even know if that's the frost version. He's using, like, just the regular... Okay. I worked so hard. I worked so hard to injure this man, and then a staff user just walks up, presses one button, and gets my kill. You guys see this? See what I have to deal with on a regular basis?
You have to work harder, everyone. Only a large quantity of chaos fragments can purify this land.
Outer, the Dark Destroyer's attacking the adventurers and trying to steal the chaos fragments.
No need to fear the destroyers. The chaos fragments they stole will be ours again. Find the chaos fragments and take them to my assistant.
3 minutes. Might be time to bail.
Elder, what happens to the essence of the tainted water that becomes filtered out after
All right.
chaos fragment purification?
I gotta get my 1 point.
Not important. First and foremost, we must focus on collecting as
This is a PvP event. It could get a little weird. We need to go to number 4. Okay, that's the close one. I can do this. I'm green team. Seeing a lot of blue. Seeing some red. Oh no. There's, okay. Shadow Strike into Ascending. Dude. It's like only since this last patch that suddenly stopped working. Alright, green team, we got it locked down. Hell yeah, dude. Love joining the winning team. Alright. Let me get my register. And I guess now we just frag for 2 minutes. Do you see how fucking clunky this is? I swear, last week it wasn't this bad. Like, is anyone else having this issue? Is it my exit lag? Maybe I need a different server? So many of these ascending slashes are just like refusing to cast now. Okay, got that one. Maybe I just can't skill queue it. Maybe I gotta wait a second. Oh, not good. Yo, somebody kill somebody. I'm waiting cooldowns. Team, do something. Why are they just watching? I gotta do everything by myself.
We are now getting ready for the final transmission. If the situation doesn't change, we'll move the magic from Transport Crystal 4.
Alright, you guys are on your own.
These are the people who gathered a load of talismans at Transport Crystal 4.
Damn, we got this locked down. Don't let him register.
I'm starting the last transmission.
And
Here I'll go.
hey,
Talismans for the last transmission.
I was 4th place. Okay.
Operation is over. Good work.
Talisman delivery.
But
All right, boys. I'm gonna head out. I feel like I'm getting a cold or something. I don't have much voice. I will probably be on tomorrow, assuming I don't get sicker. I'll drink lots of water and go to bed early so that I can stream tomorrow. But thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'm a little less sleepy tomorrow. And I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching my new video. I hope you guys liked it. Please show it to your friends. We are going to raid someone over on Twitch. And that will be Dank RNG, Mr. Bellstaff free to play himself. If you guys thought I had a lot of Lucent, you should check out this guy. He's got way more. Well, he did have way more before he bought a Bellendeer staff. All right, boys. I will catch you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night.